In this video, we're going to have a look at loops in JavaScript. So there are many different kinds of loops in JavaScript, but I want to pay attention to two particular ones. That's the for loop and the while loop. So this is the example of the syntax for for loop. So for loop contains the for keyword, and within the parentheses, we'll have three different statements. Each statement has a separate purpose. So I'll explain that in a bit. And after that, you have the curly braces, which contains the code to be executed for each iteration of this for loop. Now, before we understand what these things are, let's get a sense of what a loop is. A loop is basically a programming concept where you execute a certain piece of code over and over again until a certain condition is met. So here, for example, in the for loop, we want to execute this piece of code several times over. And these statements help us in determining how many times to execute and what to do in each of the times. Now, all of this will be clear once you look at the examples. So here, statement 1 is executed one time before the execution of the block. So if you look at this as a block of code, this statement 1 will be executed even before this block of code is executed even once. So this will be the starting statement that gets executed. And statement 2 defines the condition for executing the block. So statement 2 will specify a condition. Only if that condition is true, this code will be executed. And statement 3 is executed every time after the code block has been executed. So this will happen after the execution of the block. Now let's look at a solid example of this. So here you have a proper for loop. So here this is the statement 1, I is equal to 0. So we are basically initializing a variable called I, and we're setting the value to be 0. And the condition for the for loop to be executed is basically I less than 5. And every time you run the code block, you increment the value of I with 1. So we already saw this I++ is a short form for I equals I plus 1. This is the increment operator. So here if you look at the code block, we are saying text plus equals, the number is I followed by a line break. Now let's go to CodePen and have a look at an example for how this would work. So I'm going to name this as loops. So let's copy this for loop and paste it in our CodePen and see how that works. And here we'll say document.write that the text is text, because that is the variable in which you're storing the value here. I'm going to say var text equals and var I equals 0. And here we have the output which shows what the value of text contains. So let's go through this loop step by step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of this and let's start from the basics. Now I'm going to write document.write the value of I is I. Okay, and I'm going to also say the line break that is readable. So you can see here the value of I is, first it is 0. So we're starting off with the value of I being 0, and the condition that ends the for loop is basically I less than 5, and this is the statement that gets executed every time the loop is executed once. So we're starting off with the value of I being 0, and that gets written here. Value of I is I, which is 0, and it executes this line of code which will basically increment the value of I. So in the second iteration of the loop, the value of I will be 1, and it will execute the loop one more time, and again the value of I will be incremented by 1, so it goes to 2. Like this, the code will get executed at successive iterations until this condition is met. So when the value of I is no longer less than 5, then it will stop. So you can see here that it executes the code until the value of I is 4. Now what happens when this last iteration is executed? It will try to increment the value of I by 1, which will make I 5. And when that happens, this condition will no longer be met because I will no longer be less than 5. And in that case, it will come out of the loop. So this will be the last statement to be executed in that loop. Now let's say that you say I is less than 15. And you can imagine it will go all the way up till 14 and then we'll stop there. So this loop will basically execute this single piece of code within the flower brackets until this condition is satisfied. Now here we have up until 14. Let's say you also want to include 15 in there. You just have to write less than or equal to, and it will also include that line. Okay, so it's fairly straightforward. This is how for loops work, and for loops are very useful when you want to iterate through a certain number of items in an array or other kinds of data manipulation. So let me show you a practical example of how for loops are useful. So I'm going to create an array called ARR equals apple, orange, banana, mango, pineapple, guava. So I have the list of fruits, and I'm going to say bar I equals 0 and I less than the length of this array. So ARR dot length and I plus plus. So here I'm going to say the current fruit is So you can see here the output shows current fruit is apple. Like it goes through the entire list and it prints out all of the items in there. Now you can see here that we've written I less than or equal to ARR.length, and ARR.length is basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is the number of elements in the array. And when you say ARR of 6, so this will go all the way up to 6. So when you say ARR of 6, it will go to the next item in this array, one after Goa, which doesn't exist. So it shows you undefined. So if you want to fix that, you can just say ARR less than array of length, and it will stop till Goa. So for loop is very useful when trying to read the items in an array. And because of the generic nature of this statement, you can apply this to any array and it will result in the loop going through each item in the array. So this is how a for loop is very useful. Now let's look at the other kind of a loop, the while loop. So the while loop is basically written like this. It has the while keyword, and within that there is a condition, and the code block to be executed is within the flower brackets. And what it does is it will go through the code and repeat it until this condition is satisfied. So here we have while I less than 10, execute this statement, and this statement gets executed, and here we have the condition which can be manually entered. So let's have a look at how this would work out. So if I want to write this same for loop in terms of a while statement, I'll write while I less than ARR dot length, and in the flower bracket I'll say document dot write the current fruit is ARR of I BR. And actually, instead of writing I, let's use a different variable name, because we're already using I at the top. And here I'm going to declare var j equals 0 to start with. And here inside, I'm going to increment the value of j with j++. So here you can see that our list is printed exactly the same way for a second time. Let me separate these two by writing document.write HR, so that you can see the line between these two statements. So we're getting an identical output here, because while also loops through the statement until this condition is met. And within this flower bracket, we can specify what statement gets executed at the very end. So you can see that these two statements are very similar. In the for loop, we are specifying this as statement 1 and this as statement 2 and this as statement 3. In the while loop, we are only specifying statement 2. What is coming here as statement 2 is the only thing we are specifying here. Statement 1 is specified outside manually, and statement 3, which is the code that gets executed at the end of every iteration, gets manually entered here. So you can see that it's very similar and results in the same thing. There are certain combinations of the for loop and the while loop, but I don't think that's necessary for now. You can have a look at it later. All you have to do is you can go to loops in JavaScript and Google for it. So you can Google for loops in JavaScript, and you can see that there are different kinds of loops. So there's for in, for off, while, do while. All of these are different kinds of variations of the for and while loop. I don't want to go into all the possibilities. You can have a look at this on your own. But this will give you a sense of how there are different variations in these for and while loops. So you can have a look at this at your own time. In case you have any questions, please post them down below in the comment section and I'll respond to it. Make sure to like and share this video and also subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications. And if you wish to support us with donations, please find the links below for our Patreon and UPI gateway. Every bit of donation that you do is very helpful for us to continue providing these videos for free. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.